Hello and welcome to the University of Law. In today's video I'm looking at this that's just been announced. It's Doctor Who, James Robert McCrimmon. So it seems that this is the name of the new Second Doctor Adventures box set. So this is hot off the press today, 31st of May. And here we have this spectacular cover art, if I can move down. Yeah, so the box set is called James Robert McCrimmon. I'm reading this for the first time. So let's just start with the cover art. So obviously it's carrying on from the last box set. Second Doctor Season 6B, War Games has happened. War Games is over. And he has a period of life beyond War Games, as the box set suggests. We know from his Third Doctor appearance that he eventually travels with Jamie. And yeah, here we've got proof of that. It was kind of hinted at the end on the extras in the last box set that we'd be seeing a familiar face. We knew that he was going to meet Jamie at some point, and here we have it. First of all, it's interesting to note we've got the Third Doctor's title sequence behind, and in the last box set it had a colour version of the Second Doctor's sequence behind just the Second Doctor's face as seen in the titles from the Second Doctor era. Now we've got that background from the Third Doctor, so it's showing that transition over. We've got our colour Second Doctor, and of course we've got Jamie McCrimmon looking as Fraser Hines, the actor, does now. So clearly it's a more mature Jamie. That was certainly what we saw on the cover art for the Annihilators. It certainly seemed to be Jamie as we'd know him now, as we'd know Fraser Hines now, so certainly that time has passed, and it certainly means we can kind of link to some of those companion chronicles. It was certainly clear in the companion chronicles that Jamie had never been greeted by the Doctor since, so it makes sense for these to be post companion chronicle, so it being a more mature Jamie. It also means that his appearance in the Two Doctors that does still work with the Black Hole, because the Black Hole suggests that that story takes place during their time travelling together before pre-War Games. I did wonder how that was going to fit, because that was one of the reasons why the Season 6B theory came out in the first place, was to explain the Two Doctors, but since that was already explained, I wasn't sure where they were going to go with Season 6B, but certainly Season 6B is going to have life of its own with Big Finish without having that to tie them down. It seems that that's very much still a part of the Black Hole. It's still the explanation for the Two Doctors, and the Black Hole is clearly, and the Two Doctors are clearly pre-War Games, if that makes any sense at all. So there's nothing really holding them back. They can pretty much do anything with this storyline, which I think is really exciting. It's interesting to note that the Two Doctors and the Five Doctors, which is what makes people think there was a Season 6B, it would now appear that perhaps they're not actually anything to do with Season 6B, and Season 6B is its own thing. So I think that's quite interesting. That they don't, while they necessitated it themselves, the fact that it now happens, they're not necessarily a part of it. Hope that makes sense. I'm pretty rambling. Right, I haven't read this yet, so let's read it with you. So, after escaping the War Games, what's it got here, the War Games? What's that linking to? Beyond War Games. After escaping the War Games, the Doctor grudgingly agrees to carry out a number of missions for the Celestial Intervention Agency, a Time Lord intelligence service dedicated to protecting the web of time. Now he's reunited with a friend, an old friend in so many ways, to take on 3 new thrilling adventures in time and space. Well, the last box set was 2 stories, wasn't it? It was a 4-disc with some shorter episodes like we saw in Mind Robber, and then the next 2 discs were a longer story, weren't they? So there's like 3 stories, so 3 2-parters, 3 4-parters. Let's see what it says. So Doctor Who, the Second Doctor Adventures, James Robert McCrimmon, is now available to pre-order. So you can get it 3-disc CD for $19.99 or on download for $16.99. Michael Troughton, who plays the Second Doctor, said, "Great galloping gobstoppers." I wonder, did he say that in the recent Once and Future? I can't remember now. Great galloping gobstoppers. I first met Fraser when I was 12 on the set of The Web Affair, and now here I am working with him over 50 years later. I'm so pleased the double act of the Second Doctor and Jamie is reunited again for many further adventures. I'm glad that it's, because we can reference all the old ones, we've taken the character forward, aren't we? That sounds really fun. Fraser Hines added, "It's been great to be back playing James Robert McCrimmon once more. The 3 stories in this box set are really exciting. They've been written with double act between Jamie and the Second Doctor in mind. Michael and I have that same interplay between the two of us. All I needed was the kilt." Yeah, so what's quite fun actually is it's proper full cast Jamie, because even with the early adventures there was some narration, wasn't there? So it's proper full cast, just Second Doctor and Jamie. So here's the synopsis. James Robert McCrimmon faced countless horrors while travelling with the Doctor, but when the Time Lords returned the Highlander to his rightful place in history, almost all his memories were lost to him. Now the Doctor is back and needs his old friend by his side for more adventures, but this time their mission set by the sinister Raven. Also, there's the whole idea of the Dalek Emperor, isn't there, lurking in the background as well. That'd be fun. From the streets of 18th century Edinburgh, the deserted corridors of a medical facility in the far future, and a human colony where darkness reigns, Jamie must first confront the greatest trauma of all, his own memories. There was one about that actually in the recent Companion Chronicles, wasn't there, as well? Do you know, I must give the first volume a listen again before I dive into this one coming up in July. Not long. Just over a month. So, first story is Jamie by Mark Wright. Mysterious dreams of lives never lived haunt an ailing prisoner in Edinburgh Castle in the year 1776. Meanwhile, the Doctor arrives on another reluctant mission for the Time Lords, with the enigmatic Raven observing his every move. How is the Doctor's erstwhile travelling companion Jamie McCrimmon connected with the terrifying deaths that plague the streets in the shadow of the castle? And will Jamie ever really know his true self again? Then we've got The Green Man by Paul F. Verhoeven. I'm not sure I've ever... And the next writer, Robert Ayres, I don't recognise those names. I recognise Mark Wright. I wonder if they're new to Big Finish. Look forward to hearing them. It says perched. This is the Green Man, perched hundreds of miles above the forest canopy of Floristus Prime. The Grove Rehabilitation Centre promises to help the staggeringly rich of the galaxy cheat death. When the reunited Doctor and Jamie are dispatched by Raven to investigate the disappearance of a Time Lord, they are greeted by Chief of Medicine Overseer Fuller. Watching from his room at the Grove, an incapacitated Doctor helplessly observes the facility from afar. Who is the lone patient waving from across the courtyard? Why is Overseer Fuller doing rounds late at night when the Grove appears to have no other patients? And what precisely does Raven know about the Green Man? Then finally we've got The Shroud by Robert Ayres. Arriving on the planet Nineveh, the Doctor and Jamie find a desperate human colony fighting the effects of a devastating superweapon, the Shroud. It does feel like a Time War box set in many ways, actually. Overseer Fuller in the Shroud. Nullifying all light, the Shroud has rendered all the humans blind in the face of an aggressive alien invaders dubbed Squids, and it's only a matter of time before the colony falls. The Doctor and Jamie are caught between helping the humans fight back against the Squids and investigating the latest mission for the Time Lords. But as they haven't been told what their mission is, the pair are in the dark in more ways than one. Joining the cast are Emma Noakes as Raven, Daisy Ashford as Ellen the Trader. That's interesting. They do have a track record of having third Doctor cast in these sets. Alec Newman as Dr. James Breck, and Glenn Macready as Robertson, Innkeeper and Captain. And you can get as well a bundle as well. Let's have a look at the actual set itself and see if there's any more details on the actual product page, if I can get it to load. While we're waiting, don't forget to pop in the comments what your thoughts are. Are you looking forward to this release? And if so, why? Right, here we are. So coming out in July. And yeah, this is the usual. We've got the same backstage. Oh, here they are, recording. Fantastic. Oh, he's got his flute. The second Doctor there, Michael Troughton playing the flute. Obviously, we got the two companions. We got Jamie followed by Liz. And that's basically the cast and crew there. So there we go, 3 hours long. Yeah, let me know in the comments what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about this range? Any theories? Any ideas? Did you enjoy the last box set? What did you think of it? What are your hopes for this one? Do let us know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I look forward to speaking to you soon.